Every time Wu Zhong watches the Happy Family video, he feels extremely sad because his beloved 5-year-old daughter has left him forever. While grieving and thinking about renovating his daughter's room, he accidentally stumbles upon a carefully planned revenge plot. Welcome to Red Eastern True Crime. If you enjoy this story, please subscribe to my channel. Let's dive into this story. In 2009, after a few months of treatment, Wu Zhong's daughter, Wu Bing, who had leukemia, continued to deteriorate. On November 10th, the little girl died. Her mother, Fan Xing, took care of her during her 6-month illness, and her father was very grateful. The truth is that her mother, Fan, was not her biological mother. Wu Zhong and Fan fell in love in their early 20s. Then they got married and soon had a son. At that time, they lived in humble conditions. After more than 10 years of hard work, Wu Zhong became the CEO of a company, while his wife, Fan, became an experienced and respected doctor. However, their marriage became more and more boring. Wu Zhong felt that their relationship was polite but stifling, lacking any passion. Due to work commitments, Wu Zhong often socialized outside the home, where he had many opportunities to meet young, attractive women. He eventually succumbed to the temptations of this glamorous world. Fan began to suspect Wu Zhong's late returns and lavish spending, but chose not to confront him. She put up with it, hoping to protect her marriage and family, only to find that it led to Wu Zhong's further indulgence. During a dinner with clients, Wu Zhong met Zhu Qian, a young and vibrant woman who brought excitement to his dull life. They spent a lot of time together and eventually started dating openly as a couple, despite what others thought. Soon, Qian became pregnant and gave birth to a daughter, Wu Bing. Fan soon found out and felt deeply humiliated. She believed that her husband had not only been unfaithful, but had fathered a child outside of their marriage. Feeling betrayed and hurt, she decided to divorce him and live a life with her son. Wu Zhong did not try to stop his wife and quickly married his lover, Qian. They began living together with their newborn daughter. After the marriage, Wu hoped that Qian would be a caring wife and mother, like his ex-wife Fan, taking care of him and their daughter. But young Qian still enjoyed going out with friends, karaoke, and clubs, and didn't want to be tied down by the responsibilities of a child and marriage. Feeling helpless, Wu Zhong had to leave his young daughter Little Bing with his parents. When his mistress became his wife, Wu Zhong began to feel lost. He felt that the happiness and excitement Qian brought him as a lover had disappeared, leaving behind her irresponsible and selfish behavior as a wife. Soon Qian told Wu Zhong that she had fallen in love with someone else, and decided to move to the United States with that person, leaving her daughter with Wu Zhong. Soon after, Qian moved out and quickly left China. Feeling devastated and abandoned, Wu Zhong fell seriously ill and spent several days in the hospital. It was during this time that he began to regret his actions. His betrayal of his wife Fan had destroyed their family, and now that Qian had left him, he felt like he was facing karma. He began to miss the good times with Fan and remembered their happy life when they were young, working hard together for their career and home. While in the hospital, Fan brought her son to visit Wu Zhong. Filled with guilt, Wu Zhong apologized to Fan, hoping she would forgive him and take him back home. After being released from the hospital, Wu Zhong tried to meet with Fan several times, begging for a second chance. Although Fan still struggled with Wu Zhong's betrayal, she couldn't ignore the fact that he was the father of her son. After much deliberation, she decided to give her son a complete family. When Wu Zhong was at his lowest, Fan took him back and they were reunited as a family. But Wu Zhong soon faced a new challenge. His parents' health was getting worse, making it difficult for them to care for his young daughter, Little Bing. Wu Zhong wanted Little Bing to live with him, but he wasn't sure if Fan would agree, knowing it wouldn't be fair to her. Wanting to preserve their relationship, Fan took Little Bing into her home and provided daily care such as cooking, feeding, bathing, and celebrating her birthdays. She treated Little Bing as her own child, and Little Bing began calling her Mom. Fan even created a special children's room for Little Bing, filled with toys she loved. Little Bing spent most of her time playing in this room. Wu Zhong was deeply moved and touched. But the happiness didn't last long. Little Bing fell ill and was diagnosed with leukemia. Wu Zhong took her to several doctors and hospitals. But with his busy work schedule, Fan had to step in to take care of Little Bing. Fan selflessly cared for Little Bing, staying with her in the hospital and giving her comfort. Unfortunately, Little Bing's condition rapidly deteriorated. On November 10, 2009, Little Bing passed away at the age of 5, leaving behind her loving parents. Little Bing's death was a great blow to Wu Zhong. The joyful home fell silent. Seeing Little Bing's room, with her toys still arranged the way she left them, filled Wu Zhong with deep sadness. He thought about renovating the room so that he wouldn't feel so sad every time he saw it. So Wu Zhong contacted Little Bing's uncle, Zhu Ziwen, the younger brother of Little Bing's biological mother. Drew had experience in interior design and renovation, and had worked with Wu Zhong on business projects before. Unlike the free-spirited Chen, her younger brother Drew is practical and detail-oriented. When Drew visited Wu Zhong's home and entered Little Bing's room, he felt both sadness and admiration. He thought Little Bing was lucky to have such a beautifully decorated room, filled with warmth and bright colors. Drew could tell that Wu Zhong and his wife had put a lot of thought and care into creating a room that Little Bing would love. But he also had a strange and inexplicable feeling. After taking a few photos with his cell phone to remember Little Bing and to help redesign the room, Drew went home and transferred the photos to his computer. He selected a few and sent them to his sister Qian, who was in the United States. While organizing the photos, Drew suddenly felt tense. Looking closely, he noticed that the floor and coffee table in the room were marble, and the windowsill was granite. He wondered why a child's room would have so many artificial marble materials. He also remembered a scent in the room that he couldn't place at first, but then realized it was the smell of the chemical compound benzene. Drew knew that these synthetic marble and granite materials contained harmful radioactive substances that were commonly used in outdoor construction, but were not suitable for residential use. It dawned on him that Little Bing had died of leukemia, and he had heard of cases in the industry where remodeling materials had caused leukemia. He had a terrible suspicion. Considering that both Wu Zhong and Fan were college graduates, with Fan being a doctor, they must have known about this. Could they have planned this together? If so, why did Wu Zhong ask him to redesign this room? To confirm his suspicions, Drew did some research and consulted with medical professionals. The doctors explained that in recent years, there has been an increase in cases of children developing leukemia due to contamination from renovation materials. However, the cause of leukemia is complex, and it's difficult to determine if renovation pollution is the only factor leading to the disease. Drew thought that Fan, as a doctor and pediatrician, should be aware of the harmful effects of these chemicals on the body. A few days later, Drew told Wu Zhong that he needed to measure the room. Wu Zhong agreed, so Drew picked a day when Fan was out and brought a friend who could do environmental tests to Wu Zhong's house. Wu Zhong, not knowing what was going on, found it strange to see the testing equipment. Drew said, "Just wait patiently. You'll see soon." The test results came quickly. The formaldehyde levels in Little Bing's room were 2.4 times the standard, and the benzene levels were 3.3 times the standard. Considering that the room had been in use for 2 years, the levels would have been even higher, immediately after the renovation. Both Drew and Wu Zhong were shocked by the results. Wu Zhong never expected that this cute bedroom could be so heavily polluted. He admitted that he was careless and completely unaware of the situation. He didn't pay any attention during the renovation of the room. His wife, Fan, had always been very kind to Little Bing, so how could she have done any harm? But with the test results in front of him, he couldn't help but wonder if his wife, Fan, was behind it all. To confirm his suspicions, Wu Zhong began a quiet investigation. In addition to consulting doctors, he was able to locate the hardware store where Fan had purchased the renovation materials. The store owner remembered Fan and mentioned that she had insisted on buying these materials, despite being warned that they were not suitable for home use and were typically intended for outdoor use. The products even had labels indicating their intended use. Upon hearing this, Wu Zhong was deeply disappointed. He remembered how Fan had taken great care of little Bing when she was sick in the hospital, making it difficult for him to connect the dots between a potential killer and Fan. That night, while Fan was on duty at the hospital, Wu Zhong entered the den and opened Fan's laptop, hoping to find some clues. He soon came across an article on the desktop titled, "The Link Between Renovation Pollution and Childhood Leukemia." Wu Zhong felt a chill run down his spine as he read on, growing increasingly frightened. And then he found several diaries that left him feeling horrified. On January 16, 2008, Fan wrote in her diary, "I can't believe how I got through it. He seemed so trustworthy, but he betrayed me. I just pretended that he had gone on a long trip." February 15th. "This child looks too much like her mother. How can I accept her? I don't want to see her one more day." April 17th. "I am afraid that that woman will come back and take my husband away. This child is a time bomb for me. I can't keep her." June 29th. "I'm going to give her a surprise gift. I'm going to do something wonderful for her." As Wu Zhong read the diaries, he couldn't stop shaking. They revealed Fan's true feelings and her murderous plan. It became clear that Fan's kindness to little Bing was all an act. She harbored deep hatred. Without hesitation, Wu Zhong decided to call the police. When the police questioned Fan, she didn't deny anything. She explained her years of suffering and endurance. Finally, driven by a desire for revenge to compensate for her own pain, she planned to target little Bing. She carefully selected materials with high levels of radioactivity and adhesives with high levels of benzene. After months of planning and construction, an eerie dream bedroom was created for the little girl. Little Bing fell in love with the room at first sight and spent most of her time there, playing with toys and drawing. Little did she know, her mother rarely entered the room and forbade her brother to do so as well. During the interview, Little Bing's uncle Drew said, "This woman is extremely evil. Little Bing lived with her for 3 years and called her mom. How could she do such a heartless thing? She treated little Bing like a test subject." Speaking to the camera, Wu Zhong said, "Every time I see a photo of little Bing, it's heartbreaking. It feels like a nightmare. I take full responsibility for everything. My mistakes drove Fan crazy, but I still believe that deep down she's a good person." Wu Zhong concluded, "No matter how many years Fan is sentenced to, I will wait for her." There is no additional information about Fan's penalty, and the connection between Fan's deliberate use of harmful construction materials and little Bing's illness and death has not been publicly revealed. The mistakes of adults have unfairly affected an innocent little girl. Poor little Bing was abandoned by her biological mother at a young age and then harmed by her twisted, disturbed stepmother. Her loving father remains ignorant. A successful man who prioritizes his physical desires, he seems capable in his career, but lacks parental instincts. He leaves little Bing to be cared for by either his own parents or his wife. In her last words to the camera, Fan says, "I'm sorry to my son. I miss him so much. I want to tell him that I don't want to be a bad person." In China, ordinary families usually leave the windows open for at least 3 to 6 months or even a year after renovating their homes before moving in. This is because they are worried about chemical pollution from construction materials and paints, which could be harmful to their health. Wealthier families may choose imported materials, but they can't be completely sure if these products are really 100% imported or if they are processed locally. Some families also hire professionals to test the air quality to make sure it is safe before they move in. There are certainly official standards that regulate the harmful substances in these materials. However, despite numerous news reports over the past decade, about building materials causing residents to develop blood diseases, these incidents have not decreased. Even if such marble is used outdoors, it is still unacceptable to exceed the limits of these pollutants. How is your country dealing with this issue? What do you think about this case? Please share your thoughts and opinions in the comments section. Thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe to my channel.